Thanks for staying with us here on Morning Line, where we're talking about this great program that's happening tomorrow. It's a career fair for service members, veterans, and their spouses. Let's reintroduce our panel here. We've got a new person on our panel, Kimberly Martin. Thanks so much for being here. You have benefited from this program. Also, we have Bob Ravner from Dollar General and General Max Haston with the Tennessee Department of the Military. But let's get Kimberly in on this conversation. You have benefited from this program, but first let's talk about your experience. Tell us where you've served and how long you've been in.
I've been in the National Guard for 5 years now. I've been to Afghanistan. I spent a year there. I'm in a signal company, so I do a lot of IT stuff.
Okay. And what was that like for you when you came back?
Well, I was seeking employment when I came back, and as you said, every service member does come with certain skills and values that are ingrained in us. Mm-hmm. So it's a mindset and a way of life that we bring to the workplace with us, you know, and it's not just integrity and respect, it's also things like time management, problem solving skills, decision making skills. So any veteran is going to bring that to the workplace, and Paychecks for Patriots really seeks out employers and partners with them to people who are going to really appreciate those things.
What was the hardest part coming back? Did you know how to navigate the whole landscape, or?
Well, I've looked for jobs before, so I did, you know, put together a resume and things of that nature, but they made the process so quick and painless, so I wasn't searching for a really long time. You know, they hooked me up with a specific name and a phone number, you know, where I could call and take a resume, and then there were events just for veterans where I could go and meet employers, and that's how, you know, I ended up finding a job, and it was very successful.
Yeah, where do you work now, and what do you do?
I work for a company called Tech Systems. Mm-hmm. I do physical security operations, so I'm able to utilize my technical and tactical skills in that job, so that's pretty cool.
Fantastic. You know, tell us what it's like, you know, for tomorrow. Folks that are going to be going to this career fair, they're going to be walking in. Were you nervous? Like,
yes.
Yeah, tell me what that's like, because they might be feeling at home, I don't really know, you know, I don't really know what to do. So tell us your experience.
Well, I mean, I guess soldiers are trained to face things even when you're nervous or scared. That's just what we do. So,
right.
So I think that they'll be fine.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you know, just hearing this story, you know, hearing Kimberly, look at you, you're beaming like a proud, like a proud dad. Tell us what that's about.
Well, you know, when I see our soldiers and our airmen that the Tennessee National Guard produces, it just makes you very proud. Mm-hmm. And the skills that she talked about. One of the things that hasn't been mentioned, that a lot of our service members come with a security clearance, which is very expensive for employers to get. So if you're looking at someone with a top secret clearance, that's very costly to have the background investigation stuff done. So we do that. Most of our service members just have a secret or confidential clearance, which still is a level that the normal citizen would not bring, bring to the job market. So that is something we're very proud of. And Kimberly's, Sergeant Martin's here is not a unique case. I mean, you know, every one of our soldiers and our airmen is special, but this has happened time and time and time again. And so it makes us very proud that we can partner with folks like Bob Ravner and Dollar General and these other great employers that will be here at this event. You heard Melinda Williams say a few moments ago is that they come with jobs in the ready rack. Not, we'll call you in 6 months, we'll see how things go, we'll let you know. These folks show up with positions available. So if you're a service member and you bring the right stuff to this event, you can walk away an employed individual tomorrow.
Wow. So for Dollar General, let's say, who's going to be there? Are you talking to that hiring manager, or you know, how does that work for you all?
Well, we're fortunate at Dollar General we'll have people at all 10 locations, and so we're going to be looking, and especially when we've got over 600 stores in the state itself. We've got our corporate headquarters here in the greater Nashville area, and we are always looking for great people. So we're always have needs in the stores and our corporate offices. But part of what I'll coach the candidates on is, when I was exiting the military, I could have been prideful and said that I'm only going to step where I think I should be coming into the corporate world. I ended up taking a job that put me up against people 6 years my junior, only because it was a foot in the door and a way to learn from the ground up. And it was the best decision I could have made, because the military experiences and the capabilities and the training all comes to the fore over time, and those attributes really help people pick up speed. And so I think when these veterans and these Guard and Service members go in looking for jobs, look for something that you're going to be good at, and don't get caught up in how much the salary is and what level of experience I need to start at. Because I would also say, at a company like Dollar General, retail, like Dollar General, is one of the last bastions of career opportunities where you don't need advanced degrees, you don't need a tremendous amount of experience, but your ambition, attitude, and aspirations can take you as far and as fast as you want to go. We've had people start at the very entry level of Dollar General and work their way up to very senior levels. And so from a military perspective, think about it, like the General said, as a career step and not just getting a paycheck week in and week out.
Where the General is saying that you're not just handing your resume and say, we'll call you maybe sometime down the road. Talk about that as an employer. Are you having HR folks or the managers there tomorrow?
Yes, we've got a full staff of our recruiting teams who are there. And like a lot of companies, there's a screening process that people have to go through. And so they are going to generate the level of interest immediately from those folks and get them into the process as their career goals and our business needs match up, and they go through that process. Clearances are also very expensive, but companies still need to go through the screening process. So in Dollar General's case, it may take a little bit of time for them to go through that.
Okay. We're going to go to the phone line right now. Betty is on the phone line. Betty, thanks for holding. You had a question. You went to the career fair last year?
Yeah. Was it well, I didn't go. My son went. Was it last year or a couple of years ago?
Okay.
But anyway, my question is this.
Go ahead.
Okay. My son said like HCA was there last, whenever it was, a couple of years ago last year. Vanderbilt was there. TBI was there. A lot of the employers there were not even accepting resumes. So I hope I hope they're accepting resumes this time, because that was not productive. And also, my son has applied for several jobs at Dollar General, and we don't even hear anything back whether he got the job or didn't.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. First of all, just as we said, that they are going to be accepting resumes tomorrow and could be hired on the spot. It's still a competitive job market no matter what. So, you've got 60 employers, you've got a lot more people coming in, so it's still going to be competitive, but I think it really does give people a leg up that you can be in the face of that person and say hi and make an impression. There's nothing that can trump that, don't you think?
Yeah, I would say that Melinda Williams and the State Workforce Development Team has done a very extensive screening process to ensure that the only employers represented there have actual openings. And if there are some bumps along the way and some challenges, we need to address those specifically and look at how to fix that. But at the same time, we know from the records that Melinda had indicated that many people have been hired through that process, and that's what the intent of this program is. And
also, it was a few years ago, so that it seems like it's grown quite a bit in the last few years, especially.
This idea came from a collection of folks. We were sitting at the Cracker Barrel on Sidco Drive when this was essentially dreamed up on a napkin.
Really?
And it was 3 years ago. And so, it's hard to take something that's dreamed up on a bar napkin and bring it to as far as we've come today, without a lot of hard work. And yeah, there's going to be some turbulence along the way. The process and administration, the screening of employers, as Bob mentioned. I mean, you don't know sometimes what you're getting. And so when you lay all of that out, I mean, it's going to take a bit of time to, but I think that that where we've gone from 3 years ago to right now is absolutely amazing, and the success stories far outweigh the disappointments. There's going to be disappointments. I mean, it's just the way. It's just like, as you said earlier, it's still a competitive job market out there. We still, a company still look for absolutely the best and the brightest. But I think by and large, it has been an absolute a success beyond.
Yeah.
I would add to that, the coaching for candidates. I would say all of us at this table have had disappointments and been told that we're not needed in other places. I remember when I was exiting the military, I have a stack of rejection letters from places where I applied, and I think what the military helps instill in the service members is perseverance. And I think all of us at this table would say that we all have persevered even in the face of rejection. And I think if we can continue to go down that course, and as people, every job may not, remember, the companies are looking for the right fit as well as the capabilities, and so it's that great match that is going to make it all work for everybody.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, it's one thing to submit an application online. You cannot duplicate being able to talk to somebody and make that first impression. You hear about the elevator speech. You have that moment to make the impression. So everybody that's going tomorrow, you've got to come and go ahead and try. I think that it's a great thing. There's nothing like being in front of that person. I know for me in this job, that's how I got this job, and it was years later, is making that impression, and it was years later, and it ended up all working out.
Well, I've got a 24-year-old son that just graduated from college, and he is seeking employment. And the electronic application process has become extremely frustrating to him because it's just getting through that to get through the looking glass to the next step, as you say. And then once you get in front of someone where you can sell yourself, tomorrow will be an opportunity where you can do both at one shot, where you can get in front of someone and sell yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'd like to take your call, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We will be right back.